Welcome Aquarians, this is Kara with Follow Your Arrow Tarot, and I will be doing your 2019 February monthly general read of course, for the sign of Aquarius. A few things before we get started. Mercury retrograde is right around the corner. That'll be from March 5th to the 28th, so get ready for that. Also, February's full moon will be on the 19th. I'm recording your video on February 12th, so that's just a few days away. Before I get into the actual general reading, I'm going to give you some intuitive information regarding some things that came to me when I meditated on your sign, along with information that I got from researching your sign and the planets for you for this month. If I haven't said already, happy birthday, Aquarians. This is your time of the year, January and February, so happy birthday to you. All right, so in talking about your sign for February of 2019, the 4th brought a new moon actually in your sign. So new moon is a great time for new beginnings, starting things anew. I really feel like for Aquarians, this month's going to be a major month of development for you, especially with dealing with things that Aquarius doesn't want to talk about or remember. It's going to really challenge you to bring up things that maybe make you feel fearful or things that make you uncomfortable. I'll tell you, when I was trying to get ready for your video, I kept being interrupted, whether it was things outside, the rain, my lamp fell off the table. Like, I just kept feeling like every time I would get ready to do your reading, something would stop me. And I kind of got the feeling that, like, Aquarians are like, I don't want to be read. Like, I don't want to know. It's because it's almost that feeling of like, you know that I'm going to bring up stuff that you really don't want to talk about and deal with, but you need to. So that was just a little bit of the vibe that I got before sitting down to do your reading. And if you notice, the cards are not wanting to work with me as I'm shuffling. So I just feel like Aquarius is really, you're like, not necessarily hiding for something, but you're running from your soul's truth and having to look at yourself and criticize yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But you know what? It's really time that you bring this stuff up to the surface, Aquarius. It's really important. Okay, so a lot of things revolving straight communication this month for you. It's really time for you, Aquarius, to be truthful. Not only truthful to others, but truthful to yourself. I'm not implying that that you've been lying, but there's this deep-seated feeling I have that you're not saying the things that really truly need to be said, or if you're not lying all the way. And you know, this is a general reading, so maybe some of you are, but for the collective group of you, it feels as though you're doing that, like the type of lying where you don't say the whole picture. You leave out, you omit certain pieces of information. You can't be doing that this month, I feel, especially with yourself. You need to start facing all that you are holding inside. At the beginning of the month, Mars is in Aries in your 3rd house of communication and mind. And it squares with Pluto and Capricorn in your 12th house of disillusion and self-undoing. So you may have been, doing things, having certain type of behaviors that were actually preventing you from moving forward. You were actually the one that was getting in your own way. Something tells me possibly bad habits, possible addictions. Maybe you're hanging out with the wrong crowd. Maybe you're making decisions impulsively or doing things that you know are wrong, but it feels good in the moment. So yeah, self-undoing. And this starts the 2nd of the month. There's going to be a lot of great intensity this month for you, especially with healing and purging and clearing your shadow self. Including your doubts, things that are irritating you, anxiety. It's really going to be a month, happy birthday to you, but really cleansing yourself and your soul, and purifying and really bringing to light the things that you might be doing that aren't in your best interest. Around the 2nd or 3rd, Venus is going to be in Sagittarius in your 11th house of friends. So you may be doing a lot of time hanging out with groups of people. And I feel like you do that not only because it's the celebratory part of the year for you, since it's your birthday month, but I think for Aquarians tend to be the life of the party. They have big groups of friends. And I feel it's also a way for them to forget about their doubts and, anxieties and the things that they really need to be focusing on. So it's just a good way to get away from it. Uranus will be in Aries in your 3rd house of mind and communication. So this month, kind of like I said for Sagittarius in the previous video that I recorded, this month's going to be really concentrating in your thoughts and your communication and really, how you speak about yourself. You're going to be looking closely into things regarding money, but not money just itself, like budgeting and that kind of thing, business. You're going to look at money in relation to relationships you have in your life, especially if it's a romantic situation. Since it's the month of February and Valentine's Day is right around the corner, I will be using my normal Rider-Waite tarot deck, which I have here, but I'm also going to be using the Romance Angels Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue, along with the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. So maybe we will get some clarification regarding some much needing romantic situation answers that you'll need. Venus will also be in Capricorn in your 12th house. So it's a really important time for deep healing and learning related to women, love, and relationships. I feel like this Aquarian reading is really geared to a lot of male Aquarians or the masculine energy. That's just what I'm feeling. Let's see, toward the middle of the month, Saturn will be in your 12th house. So be careful of the choices that you're making. Make sure they're not based out of fear of being alone. So if you are currently in a relationship, I have a feeling that maybe it's not going great. Maybe you're on a no-talk situation. Maybe you're on a slight break. Or if you are with someone, maybe you've been making some mistakes lately or doing things, and it's all based out of fear. Maybe maybe that's where the communication comes in, and the self-undoing. Maybe you're making choices that are kind of getting in the way of having your best relationship and your best self for your partner. Let's see. But I feel like whatever the situation is, it's a soul commitment. You've already made this previously before you came here, but you need to be asking yourself, with this soul commitment, with this relationship that you're in right now, what are your intentions? Okay. Make sure that they're clear. Because if you're just dragging someone along, that's really not fair. And I think this is where the truth comes in. If you deep down aren't committed to this person, aren't feeling the vibes, don't have any seriousness behind it, you really need to really dive deep in that and think about that for this month. Around the 12th or the 13th, Mars will be in Aries, conjoining with Uranus in Aries in your 3rd house. So again, mental thoughts, feelings, and communication and intensity 3 times, Aquarius. So and around the 14th, Mars will go direct in your 4th house. So you're going to have some serious issues with romance, your love life, good, bad, and the ugly. And that full moon is going to be a ring dinger for you, and that it is in Virgo in your 8th house of death, rebirth, and patterns. So possibly new relationships coming towards you, possibly the ending of an old one based on patterns. You really need to look at issues, Aquarius, if you have anger or impulsivity, impatience, fear, or willful defiance. If any of those stand out to you and you're like, yeah, I've got issues with that, you really need to talk to that, because I feel like those will be the main culprits that are getting in the way of you having a successful relationship. So, Devil. And 7 of Swords. So not being honest, okay, deceitful, not being honest with your partner. And then there's that soul contract being bound, but you're not for the good reasons. So All right, Aquarius, let's get into your 2019 February general reading. What messages does Spirit have for Aquarius in the month of February 2019 in regards to love, life, and relationships? That's our focus. What messages do you have for Aquarius for the month of February 2019 regarding love, life, and relationships? All right, these are really shuffled. Let's see. What messages do we have for Aquarius? What messages do we have for Aquarius for February? Aquarius. Ooh, here you are, Aquarius. Happy birthday. It did flip, kind of crazy, but it landed in the upright. So that's so interesting that it did that, and I noticed that. Around and around, kind of like the water. Around and around and around we go. I feel like you're dancing around an issue, and I've never gotten that feeling with this card. That's really interesting, that almost the tornado, the whirling of that water, you're dancing around an issue, you're skirting around it, but this is the You card, and you're starting out with You, so that's really good, because we talked about the new moon in the 4th. That's actually in your sign of development. You know, it's a developmental month of regarding your innermost soul and being true to yourself. So this is a really good start, Aquarius. I'm happy to hear that, considering all the feelings and all the information I gathered for you. That's really positive. Yeah. Notice that there's the water bearer. It's a female, and she's naked. And so, you know, I feel like definitely, you know, you need to bare your soul. You need to be naked with the truth and open and honest, and you've got one foot in your mind and one foot in the 3D world. Yeah, that's a really good start for you. I'm actually happy to see that. Okay, what other messages do we have for Aquarius in the month of February 2019? Messages for Aquarius. Star is also about hope. So maybe you're hopeful about this romantic situation. However, the next card is the 10 of Wands. So, and the card next to it is the Ace of Cups in reverse. So you, or the person that you're romantic with, your significant other, your partner, your love interest, one of you may be feeling like you're carrying the burdens of the relationship. So many things or so many issues have been going on, and maybe you're hopeful about it, but you're contemplating something. But obviously with the Ace of Cups in reverse, that love is pouring out quickly. It's dying out. It's an offer of love is you know, going away. It's not being offered. You know, the dove is a symbol of hope too, and it being in the reverse. Maybe you start not feeling hopeful. Let's see here. What messages do we have for Aquarius? So you could also be dealing with a star card, maybe another Aquarius. Wand, Sagittarius, Leo. Ooh. Okay. You're not making an offer. I feel like this card is you, Aquarian. You're not wanting to make an offer. God, I'm feeling like the cards are reading in an empath. There's a lot of blue. I'm noticing a lot of the color blue. So maybe being by water right now is important. Because maybe being by the water, it's going to shed some clarity and pure. Oh, that's where the purification comes in. Ooh. Okay, so the next one came out as 6 of Swords in the reverse. So in the upright, to me, it's like deciding to finally leave something, and to turning your back on your old self or your old way of being or old relationship moving forward. This card always makes you feel like you had to. Almost kind of like, you know, to me, this card feels like tragedy, like you lost everything and now you are forced to move forward, but it's in the reverse. So I'm feeling like in relation to these other cards, definitely there's cups, yeah, something romantic here, and no commitments being made from either side. Both of you are falling out of love, but you're still not ready to turn your back quite on the relationship itself. You're still hopeful. You still, yeah. And the decision of where you're at is feeling like it's weighing you down. Fickle. What messages do we have for Aquarius? Ace of Pentacles in the upright position. So, an offer of money is going to come in this month. Maybe because it's your birthday. So, gifts coming towards you this month. Possible opportunity for work. Maybe part of the issue is about your financial stability in the relationship. Someone feels like they're carrying all the financial burden while the other person is not. What else? You could have an opportunity, or you could be using work as a way to get away from your problems. Hangman in reverse. So towards the middle to the late of the month, you were feeling stuck in the decision that you're making. You weren't quite ready to move away, but maybe this opportunity that comes in makes you feel unstuck because it's the Hangman but in reverse. So when it's upright, that means you're stuck. You're inquisitive. You're thinking. You can't decide. But in the reverse is actually really good because you're starting to move out of that unstuck feeling, a stagnant energy. I'm also seeing lots of light in your reading. There's, you know, the stars in the star card, your card in the beginning, and then you've got this burst of light in the Ace of Cups in reverse. You've got this light emanating from the Ace of Pentacles. You have this light emanating from the Hangman in reverse. So I feel like that's a lot of intuition and insight in yourself. Some enlightenment going on here. Some, like we said, you know, in your intuitive reading in the beginning, this is going to be a really important time for you regarding the mind and communication. So I'm seeing a lot of loner cards as well. By himself, by himself, by himself, by himself. So maybe it's a time for you to be by yourself and look inward and really think about what's going on with the relationship. What's the outcome for Aquarius in the month of February regarding romance? You know, although I feel like this is romantic in nature, I really feel like this is really just about you and the things you're going through and your thoughts and feelings. So we got the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So Queen of Pentacles is a really good card. It's meaning for the long term. It's meaning longevity. Making sure that you have enough saved for the long haul. It's someone who's patient and strategic and careful. This could be you. Maybe you're patiently waiting for your situation, your romantic situation, to figure itself out. Maybe the person, like I said earlier, I felt that this was a reading more for a male Aquarian. And we were talking about Venus being in Capricorn in your 12th house, which is a time of healing and learning related to women, love, and relationships. And I find it interesting there's a Hangman being unhung next to the Queen. So maybe this is, you know, you're starting to see the woman that's right in front of you. And maybe she's being patient with you. Maybe you're trying to figure your crap out and you're kind of everywhere, Aquarius, and you can't even figure yourself out. You're up, you're down. One minute it's yourself, and then it's work, and then it's love, and then it's commitment or not commitment, staying in the relationship, not staying in the relationship, oh, work, thinking, and she's just over here waiting for you patiently, trying. It's almost like she's like, okay, I'm waiting. I can't wait forever, but I'm going to wait, but figure your crap out, right? You also got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which in the upright, to me, it feels like, you know, someone who is juggling, you know, both feet aren't planted on the ground, so you're not grounded. The water's really rocky. But in the reverse, it's not. So maybe this time of inward introspection is really going to help you. 1, 2, 3 Pentacle cards. So you could be dealing with somebody who's an earth sign. So Capricorn, Taurus, what's my other one? Capricorn, Taurus, I guess. Cups are here. Star is you. Let's pull one more card. Whoa. Or not. All right. We'll stop there. That was got a weird feeling, like enough is enough. Okay. So that's quite a bit of cards. So let's clarify using the Romance Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Let's get some clarification. Spirits, what messages do you have for Aquarius for the month of February 2019 in regards to love, life, and relationships? Please help clarify the cards that are on the table for Aquarius for the month of February. Please help clarify the messages for Aquarius. Looking for 3 cards here. Help clarify the messages. So, the card You Deserve Love is in the reverse. You are lovable. And it's in the reverse. So maybe right now, some of the behaviors, and we talked about this early, in regards to the intuitive reading, maybe you have some issues with anger, impulsivity, impatience, fear of being alone, willful defiance, anxieties. So your shadow self, maybe you're at that point in your life where you're really trying to figure out who you are. And to the person who you're with or who's waiting for you, they feel as though you're not very lovable. You're not easy to love right now. Doesn't mean you're not lovable, Aquarius. It's just right now, it's not easy for others to be 100% committed and in love with you. I find it very interesting. This card to me, for me personally, reminds me of a Sagittarian woman, of course, because you have the Archer right there. And it's in the reverse. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius woman who's feeling like you're very unlovable right now. Possibly. Please help clarify. Flirt in reverse. Which is funny because I always feel that Aquarians are very flirtatious individuals by nature, but this is in the reverse, and it says extend your lighthearted energy to others. So maybe that's what you need to do with your significant other, but you're not. They're missing, you're not being lovable. They're missing that flirtatious part of you, the part that they knew when they first met you, or because you don't know what's going on with your relationship, you're not feeling like you can open up and be honest and truthful with your passion or your sexuality. You're not feeling very flirtatious, or in the other way, maybe they see you that you're a flirtatious person. And this is one thing that makes you unlovable, is that you are a flirt and they don't like that. Possibly. What messages do you have for, okay. A lot of cards right there. Let's do one more. Okay. Holy moly. Whew. Okay, let's go with them. They wanted to come out. So we got very soon in the upright position. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So like I was saying, that word fickle I said earlier, you're indecisive. You don't know. Do you want to stay? Do you want to go? Do you want to commit? you're about yourself, you're about your fight. You don't know. You don't know. And so you need to take this time to really clearly define what you want so you can manifest it. Because if you do that, if you actually come out of this hangman type of mentality, what you need and want is going to manifest. Just make sure that it's positive and good for you. Deception's in the reverse. Deception. It says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, and it's in the reverse. So maybe it's time for you to take off that mask, Aquarius, because I feel as though this is talking about you. You're deceiving. And earlier when I was messing with the cards in your intuitive reading, the Seven of Swords came up along with the Devil. So you may be being deceptive. Maybe some of the choices, maybe you're pouring out your cup of love towards other people, and that's where the flirtation comes into. And so that's not making you very lovable. Deceit. And we talked about truth and being honest. Maybe some things need to come to the surface, or they will be coming to the surface. Okay. Passion in the reverse. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Right now, passion is not happening in the relationship, and free yourself in reverse as well. Got a lot of reversals, Aquarius. It's time to take back control of your life. So right now, you're not quite grounded. And even though this is upside down, it's telling you your outcome. If you choose, if you have every right and power within you, Aquarius, to change the reading. I'm just the messenger. I just give you the messages that Spirit gives. They don't have to end up ending this way. It's up to you. But it's like you keep yourself in this cage. You are this beautiful unicorn. I think that's why the person who loves you fell in love with you. You've got that star quality. You shine, You're very majestic. But all of your shadow self and all your poor choices in a 3D world could potentially be keeping you not free with yourself or in your relationship, and keeping you trapped from being your best and authentic self for yourself and for your partner. Okay. All right. Let's finally clarify the overall reading for Aquarius for the month of February 2019. In love, life, and relationships. What messages do you have for Aquarius? How will they make the outcome a positive one for Aquarius? For Aquarius, what messages do you have for Aquarius? Let's get 3 cards. 3 cards. There's 1. Get grounded. What did I just say? Get grounded. You need to get grounded, Aquarius. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So you probably have an empathic ability within you, and you're highly sensitive emotionally. And like I was saying earlier, like all the light and the blue, the heavens really shined out for me within your reading. And so in order for you to have a more grounded life, a romantic life, you need to connect with nature and connect with yourself. Maybe that's where that Hanged Man, the reverse, is going to come out. What other messages do you have for Aquarius in the month of February 2019? Okay. The Crumbling in reverse. What are you clinging to? So I think this kind of goes with your fears. What is preventing you from being the best version of yourself, for yourself and for your partner? The Crumbling, I see a lot of mirrors and parallels to the Tower card. It was in the reverse. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it has to do with that full moon in Virgo in your 8th house of death and rebirth and patterns. Maybe it's time for you to see what patterns you keep hanging on to that are getting in your way. And once you tackle those, you will be able to have a death of your past self and a rebirth of the newer version of yourself that you want. in which you'll be able to turn this card upside down and free yourself and have the things in your relationship that you want and manifest them. So you are more lovable. So you can deserve that love. All right. What's the final say? Spirit, Aquarius. Interesting. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So you are, like we were talking about earlier, it's self-undoing. You are the cause of any issues or problems you have in your own life, Aquarius, and it's only you that can fix those. And I'm probably saying this wrong, but Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So Aquarius is always, described as a unique zodiac sign in the zodiac, and kind of the aliens of the zodiac. And a lot of times, most of the Aquarians that I know always felt like they didn't belong here in the 3D world. So maybe that's true. Maybe that's why you kind of can't figure it out, because maybe you are. Maybe you are from another world. You don't feel like you belong. So maybe that's why you put yourself through this, because you're trying to figure it out. But you do have the capability of being empathic and being a light worker, and you have the ability to be awakened. I don't think you're quite there, at least for this reading, for whoever this resonates with. But I think you are on the path of being awoken. But you're getting in your own way. Okay, if that makes sense. All right, Aquarians, that is your 2019 February general monthly tarot reading. I hope this resonated with you. I know it is your birthday month, and this is a little bit of a heavy reading, a little bit of a reading telling you to put in some work. But I think it's really good, especially, like I said, this is going to be a developmental month for you, especially with your innermost soul, and I think it's really important right now. So take that into consideration, Aquarius. If you like the video and you feel like the messages resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Please leave a comment below. Also follow your Arrow Tarot on Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in a personal private reading, the information's in the description box below. And you can feel free to send me any messages or inquiries to FollowYourArrowTarot@gmail.com. All right, Aquarius, happy birthday. Happy Valentine's Day. I wish you all the best of luck in your love, life, and romantic situations. And I look forward to seeing you next month.